show the startup process for the FlowJet Mach 2 machine. Over here, turn on the pump, turn on the machine. Check and make sure that there's plenty of oil in here. Check and make sure that there's salt, and if there's not, let's fill it up. Check this coolant level or this oil level. Make sure that it has oil. So check the hopper level for sand, and we like to fill it up about to that level. Then you open up the valve. Make sure it's seated properly. Make sure you have your air on. And we'll get it squared up to the machine. Alright, once you've selected your material, get it put on the table. It doesn't really matter where on the table it goes, as long as you're square. And what we generally do is measure from the inside, the edge of the plate, inside the edge of the plate. Once you've got that square, secure your clamps. Make sure that it's not going to move around on you. One thing you got to pay attention to is you got to look at your drawing and make sure your clamps aren't going to be in the way of your cut. So make sure that they're positioned in such a way that they can move around and cut without interfering with your clamp. And then we're going to come over here. This is your start screen. First thing you want to do is turn on your driver power. Make sure that light comes on. And then you go to Flow Cut 7. Now at this point is going to be when the drawing is already made and you're just finding it and getting it loaded. Okay, so once you have your drawing, typically you're going to have information on there that's going to help you find your drawing. So the first thing you want to do is go to File, Open, and click on Flowmaster. And then look down here, the location. Flowmaster 5 gauge UTV rack 12413. Right here, 5 gauge UTV rack 12413. And then you go to ORD and go to right down here. You can see the name of the file is addedplate.ord. So I have addedplate.ord. Double click on that and then it comes up. So I just like to double check and make sure that what I'm looking on my paper is the same as what I've got on my screen. And then I'm going to go to the parameters. Start here with the thickness. And the thickness is 3/16. I need to change that to the decimal equivalent. Machinability is the type of material that you're going to be cutting. And it's already preset to aluminum, and that's what we're going to use, so we'll leave it there at aluminum. But if you could look down the drop down, you can see there's all kinds of different materials that you can identify. Tool radius, unless you have a worn out mixing tube, you would set it to something else. But typically speaking, newer mixing tube, we're going to set it to 0.017. You don't have to mess with the scale or pierce time. And then you go down here to run machine. And the machine is going to ask you if, well, it's going to tell you that you need a home machine. You just say okay. Go ahead and pause. So when the machine says to home the machine, first thing you gotta do is home the Z axis, which is the vertical up and down. And you click on this little house right here. You want to home Z, you say yes. You can see how the head is going to move all the way up to its home position, and it will stop once it hits 0. Once that's done, you want to go to the XY axis and click the little house in the center, home XY axis. And you have some options. You want to scroll down to go to machine home. Check over here. First thing you want to do is make sure there's no obstructions between your cutting head and this corner. You want to make sure you don't have anything in the way, because it's going to move to home and you don't want it to hit anything. So you're going to hit go to machine home, you're going to hit OK, and the machine's just going to go find home. Okay, now we're ready to find our user home, which is the 0 point on our drawing. So you want to click to high jog speed, and you want to jog over by using the arrow keys. Get it somewhere in the vicinity of the bottom left-hand corner, and then use this page down, and that will bring the cutting head down to the position. You're going to want to bring the head all the way down within 1/8 of an inch above your cutting surface. And this doesn't have to be exact. You can kind of eyeball it, but once you have the height set, you're going to want to go to low jog speed and then use your arrows to bring it to the 0 that you want. Where do you want your home to be? In this instance, I'm just going to bring it maybe 1/8 of an inch from each corner. Just like that. Then I go back to this little house on the XY axis, and I say set current position as user home. Okay. And you can see all your traverse lines have moved, and you have this little red dot here. That means that the machine has identified this as your user home. You have all that set, and the machine's ready to start. One thing you want to check is to make sure that all your vacuum, water, and abrasive have the little computer clicked. You don't want to have it on the off, because then it's manual. You want to be on the computer, which is the auto. So turn your pump on and listen for the pump to get up to pressure. Walk around here. You want to make sure we're going to be about 55 1000 psi. That's when you know you're up to pressure. It's up to pressure, and the 0 is set, and you just hit play. After the program's done, it's going to say program is finished. You just hit OK, and now you can use the controls to move the head out of the way. As you can see, it stops right where it finishes. I like to page up an inch or so, get it out of the way. And then you can move the head to clear it, and then you can clear the table and remove your parts.